The next question is, in the honeybee colony, the worker bees, they asked the gender of the worker bee, whether they are female or male, sterile or fertile, like that they asked. Okay, so the options are sterile female, fertile female, sterile male, fertile male, and answer is not known. And remember one thing, in honeybee colony, there are three castes are there. Who they are? Queen, which rules the entire colony. So there will be only one queen, which is the fertile female, right? So they can able to lay the eggs of 1,000 numbers per day. Okay, and drone, which is fertile male. So the only work of the drone is to mate with the queen. So after that it will die. And one more caste is there, that is worker bee. In Tamil, we used to call it as Velekara Teni. So, which is basically what is the gender of the worker bee, they asked. So, the answer is they are sterile female. Sterile female means they are basically a female, but they are not able to lay the eggs. Okay, so they are sterile. And fertile female is, as I have already said, it is a queen. Okay, sterile male, there is no one in the honeybee colony is sterile male. Fertile male is our drone. Usually drone can be seen in 100 numbers. 100, 200, like that it will be there. And our worker bees population will be more. They are in the thousands. Maybe it may up to 20,000 also. It depends on the honeybee strength. And queen is, there is only one queen. Okay, that is also a very important question because in some cases they may ask. Okay, so the correct answer is sterile female. The next question is, the recommended number of beehives for pollination purpose by Indian bees. How many numbers we can keep per hectare? Okay, so there should be some thumb rule for the hive placement also. For hectare, we should place these many numbers. If you are going for too many boxes are kept in hectare, means that is also an issue. So there is a standard numbers, okay, based on which they can increase the pollination of the crops. And the option given for this are 4 per hectare, 3, 5, 6, and answer is not known. And the correct answer is 5 per hectare. Okay, so this is the recommended high numbers usually allowed for the pollination based on the foraging range and colony strength and behavior and all. Okay, so this is the standard figure used in the TNAO and ICAR study materials and all for crops like sunflower, mustard, cooker beets and all. Reason means that our Apis cerana indica, that is Indian bees, are usually smaller, right? And they may, be seen in 15, 18, 8 to 15 or 20,000 bees can be usually found in the colony. And they have a foraging range around 1 to 1.5 kilometer. So you need more colonies per hectare, right? For the effective pollination compared to the Apis mellifera. 4 means it is basically like very less. So works for less insect dependent crop or the areas with high wild bee activity. It is very less and it is not supporting for the pollination and all. So 5 per hectare is the recommended optimum for the assured pollination. And 3 is also again insufficient for the most endophilous crop and all. So that will lead to very poor fruit set and pollination and all. And 6 per kg, this is, can cause the overcrowding or competition for the foraging. So if you are keeping 6 means that is also fine, but there will be the competition among the colonies. Okay, so it is sometimes recommended for the Apis mellifera in the high value crops like apple, almond and all, but not for the Apis cerana. Okay. And the next question is, Sugarcane Pyrilla is biologically controlled by the release of parasite named. What is Sugarcane Pyrilla? It is one of the most damaging sucking pests of the sugarcane in India. Okay, so the scientific name is Pyrilla purpureella. It is like a hopper family. The common name of this is sugarcane leaf hopper. It is not a true leaf hopper, but it is a plant hopper. Okay, so this is generally coming under the sucking group. Okay, so this is also causing the notorious effect in the sugarcane plantation. In order to reduce this infestation, we are going with the biological control. Okay, so this pest is biologically suppressed by the which parasite they asked. And the options are Isotyma javansis, and Epicarnia melaleuca. So these are all the parasitites. Okay, Epicarnia melaleuca and Trichogramma calonis. So we had come across this one many times before. So which is the egg parasitide, usually recommended against cotton bollworm, sugarcane internode borers and all, and also against the leaf folder, right? And Brecon brevicornis, which is the larval parasitoid. And finally, the answer is not known. Epicarnia melaleuca is the nymph and adult parasitide. Means that during the nymph and adult stage of this particular pest, it will parasite. It will lay the eggs. Okay. Isotoma javansis is the larval parasitide. And the correct answer is Epicarnia melaleuca. Okay, so as I said before, this is the nymphal adult parasitide, and this larva are generally ectoparasitoids or predators of the Pyrilla nymph and adult. So here what happened? The larva of this particular thing is that feed externally on the Pyrilla. Okay. So please remember one thing, this particular parasite is not the hymenopteran one. It is not the, not like the other parasitites. Okay, parasitites means in general, what comes in our mind is they are wasp or they belongs to the hymenopterans. They usually lay the eggs on the host. But here the thing is different. This Epicarnia melaleuca is a moth. Okay, so basically it is a lepidopteran moth. Belongs to the family Epipyropidae. Okay, so here the larva is the external parasitide of sugarcane plant hopper. Okay, so that's why I am telling this, that the larva is feeding the nymph and adult of this particular pest. So they feed externally on the pyrilla and sucking the body fluid and killing them. Usually in India, it is mass released, at 1000 to 1500 larvae per hectare and all. And why other answers are wrong means that Isotoma javansis is the tachinid parasitide of the sugarcane borers, not against the pyrilla. Trichogramma calonis, it is again a parasitide used for the sugarcane borers and all. And Brecon brevicornis, it is the larval parasitide of the borers and bollworms and all, but they do not attack the pyrilla. So the correct answer is Epicarnia melaleuca. And the scientific name of rice weevil is. So rice weevil is considered as one of the most, storage grain pest, right? So it is a primary stored grain pest. So here the adult and larva both will feed inside the grain kernel, right? So this rice weevil will be mostly seen in rice, wheat, cereals and all, maize, sorghums and other cereals. So it attacks the cereals grains. Okay, say like they are very small reddish brown weevil. Okay, here what happens, this female will lay the eggs inside the grain so that they can seal the hole. Once the larva developed inside, they will also pupate inside. And from the pupa, anyway, the adult has to come out, right? So they will be coming out of the grain, and it causes the weight loss and reduced germination and all. Okay, so the scientific name they asked. Remember one thing, like wherever or whichever crop you are studying for the pest, you should at least remember the major crops and the scientific name, family, order and all. There may be a chance for asking these kind of question in your exams. So the options for this are Cytophilus vorace, Rhizoperta dominica, Cytotriga cerealia, Bracon brevicornis, and answer is not known. The correct answer is Cytophilus vorace. By looking at the option itself, we can easily predict the correct answer because the rice, which is a vorace, right? The correct answer is Cytophilus vorace, which belongs to the family Cucurculinidae. And the symptom and all I have already told you. Rhizoperta dominica means that it is basically a lesser grain borer. Okay. And Cytotraga cerealia, it is Angumos grain moth. Bracon brevicornis, which is the larval parasitoid. So here the family means that Curculionidae and the order is Coleoptera. Okay. The insecticide value of tobacco is due to the alkaloid. Options are nicotine and non-nicotine, nicotine and anabasine. So here the four options are given. Here maybe one or two options correct. So that we have to pick. One only correct, one and four of the above, two and four of the above, and one and two of the above. And the correct answer is one and four of the above, which is nicotine, non-nicotine, and anabasine. So why tobacco is insecticide means that tobacco contain certain alkaloids which act on the insect nervous system. Okay, so they basically act on the insect nervous system, and they are stomach poison also. They bind to the nicotinic acetylcholine receptors and causing paralysis and death of the insect. So this is how it is usually reacting in the insect body. So nicotine, yeah, of course, this makes up 90 to 95% of alkaloids in our tobacco. So this is the main insecticidal compound, nicotine and non-nicotine. Okay. So historically, this will be used as nicotine sulfate. So mainly spray for controlling the sucking pest and all, right? And anabasine, which is also the minor alkaloid found in the tobacco, and this is also having the insecticidal properties and all. Though it is bigger than the nicotine, it is still possessing the insecticidal activity on the insects. Okay, so the correct answer is 1 and 4. The next question is that the specific type of parasitism present in the Encarsia formosa attacking the scale insects and whitefly. What is Encarsia formosa, which is the chalchid wasp? Okay, so this particular wasp is used to control whitefly and some scale insects and all. Why? Because this female of the moth, like wasp, lay the eggs inside a whitefly and scale insects, nymphs and all. So the larva develop inside the single host and kills it and pupae inside the host body. And one adult emerges per host. It is basically the parasitism can be encountered, right? So what kind of parasitism they asked? First of all, you should know the definition for the each and every parasitisms. So different types of parasitisms there, you should know about that. Then only you can choose the answer. Otherwise, you will be confused. So the options given for this are superparasitism, hyperparasitism, adult parasitism, simple parasitism, and the answer is not known. And the correct answer is simple parasitism. So as I said before, what is simple parasitism? They lay the eggs in the host and the larva and pupa will develop, and from the host one adult will come out. And remember one thing, whenever the simple parasitism comes, there is only one adult will come, means that it lays the only one egg per host. So Encarsia formosa, which is this child seed wasp, will lay the single egg per host. So from which the single adult will come out. So that is the simple parasitism. Okay, one parasitide developing per host. And what about others? Why other options don't fit here? That also you should know. Super parasitism means suppose when multiple eggs of the same parasitoids are laid in the single host means then it can be called as super parasitoid. But our Encarsia formosa usually lay the single egg per host. So here the multiple layers are not laid by the Encarsia formosa. So the super parasitism is not the correct answer. Hyperparasitism means that when a parasitoid attacks the another parasitoid means that is a hyperparasitoid. Okay. For an example, if Encarsia transbina, that is one species, parasitizing the Encarsia formosa means that is a hyperparasitism. But remember one thing, Encarsia formosa itself is not a hyperparasitoid when attacking the whitefly. Okay. So hyperparasitism means when a parasitoid attacks the another parasitoid, that is called hyperparasitism. Parasitoid means that this is a special case where the male is the hyperparasitoid on the female of the same species. Okay. So male and female of the particular species are there, but male is the hyperparasitoid on the female of the same species. In that way, it could be said as parasitism. Okay, so the correct answer is simple parasitism. The next question is, which one of the following is an effective pollinator in nature? So the thing is that you need to find the insect, which one is showing the effective one. So the options for this are honeybees, syrphids, bumblebees, black ants. So everything is different, right? Honeybees are basically, belonging to the hymenopterans. Syrphid is the, they are dipterans. Bumblebees, they are also the hymenopterans, and black ants, it is also the hymenopterans. But black ants means it is a formicidae, right? That is also you should remember. Which one is the effective pollinator? Means that they promote the pollination. They promote the good quality of fruit set and yield and all. So that can be considered as the good and effective pollinator. And the correct answer is bumblebees, which is the effective pollinator. Why? Because this bumblebees can vibrate their flight muscles at high frequency while they are sticking to the flowers. So this vibration shake the pollen loose from the anther, like in most of the vegetables, tomato, brinjal, potato, and all. So they don't release the pollen easily, so they need some vibration. So that will be made by this bumblebees. How the vibration can be done means using their flight muscles at the high frequency. So honeybees and all can't do this because they are poor pollinators for these crops and all. And also bumblebees are larger body size, like they are big and furry, and they can carry a lot of pollen on their bodies, right? So more contact with sigma means there will be the better pollen transfer. Okay. So that is also one of the reason. And also since they have a long tongue means they can easily access the nectar and pollen from the deep flowers, so where the honeybees can't reach. Okay, so why others are less effective when compared with the bumblebees means that honeybees usually they are also good pollinators for many crops, but they don't do the bus pollination. Bus pollination means that like there should be some vibration caused by the flight muscles so that this will loosen the pollen from the anthers. But that and all cannot be done by the honeybees and all. Okay, and syrphids or hoverfly. Syrphid is also known as hoverfly. So here adult feed on the nectar and pollen, but they do contribute to the pollination, but they carry very less pollen and less consistent also. Okay, and black ant, this is also the wonderful flower visitor, not helping for the pollination and all. Okay, So the most effective for the most of the vegetables is the bumblebees. General effective for the mini crops. In general, they are asking means you can choose the honeybee. Okay, like here the answer is bumblebees because in nature like vegetables are more, so they need like thing is that the pollinator which is working hard, which should work hard means they can be the effective one. So here the bus pollination can be done the bumblebees. So this is the effective pollinator. Okay. The next question is the proportion of warfarin with bait material for the rat management. What is warfarin means that it is the rodenticide, right? Mainly the first generation anticoagulant rodenticide. Okay, so basically, like this is the uh, used as the rodenticide, and this will be mixed with some bait material so that rat will come and eat the bait which is mixed with the rodenticide that is not known by the rat, so it will easily die. So the proportion they asked warfarin and the bait material. For the standard, like for the rat management, the standard recommended concentration is there that we have to find. So the options are 1 is to 50, 1 is to 99, 1 is to 95, 1 is to 49. And the answer is not known. And the correct answer is 1 is to 95. Means that 1 part warfarin can be mixed with 95 parts of bait. Okay, so this is the recommended concentration for the rat management. Okay, and other options are usually wrong. So that is not a standard concentration for the management of the rat. Okay. The next question is which one of the following is found to have the insect growth regulator? What is insect growth regulator? Means that they don't kill the insect like neurotoxin. So they usually do the disrupting the molting, metamorphosis, and inhibit the chitin synthesis and all. So that the insect cannot grow into the reproductive adult. So they are generally slow active but safer for the beneficial insects also. So out of which there is only one IGR is given. That is what we are going to find. So the options are buprofezin, imidacloprid, fipronil, chloranchnoloprol, and the answer is not known. And the correct answer is buprofezin. So it is a chitin synthesis inhibitor. So it inhibits the chitin synthesis during the molting. So what happened? It is mostly working against most of the sucking pests like plant hoppers, whitefly, mealybug, and all. Okay, so the larvae which molt after feeding, those fail to form a proper cuticle, so that they will easily die. Okay, so this is commonly used one for the BPH in rice. Buprofezin is effective against BPH for the rice and all. So mostly in vegetables for whitefly and hoppers and all, it can be used. And imidacloprid, this is not IGR, this is the neonicotinoid. And fipronil, this is the phenylpyrazole class of insecticide. And chloranchinoliprole, it is again the anthranilic diamide class of insecticide, not the IGR. So the correct answer is buprofezin. And the correct answer is 1 and 4. Paddy yellowstone borer, which is the Scyphophaga insectivus. So this one is causing the white hair during the panicle formation or the flowering stage. Means that this will suck the entire thing from the grain so that there will be the chaffy grains. So that is nothing but the white ear, right? So if the damage occurred at the vegetative stage means like that would be considered as the dead hot. So the main thing is that dead hot as well as white fly. So the first thing is correct. And brinjal epilacna beetle generally, like the thing is that it causes the skeletonization, not the leaf galls. Okay, so this will like both crab and adult of the brinjal epilacna beetle, that is Epilacna vigintio punctuata, which is also known as hada beetle, right? So this particular nymph and adult usually feed by scraping the leaves. Okay, scrapping the chlorophyll from the leaf, and that will lead to the skeletonization of the leaves. So here the symptom is mismatched. So the leaf galls and are generally produced by gall midge. So here it is given like a shuffled one. Okay, so mango gall midge usually, this one is causing this galls in the leaves. Okay, and pepper pollu beetle, here like berries crumble when it is pressed. It is a Longitosis nigripennis, which is the pollu beetle of the black pepper, right? So here the grubs feed inside the berries so that the berries will turn black color, shriveled one, and it can be easily crumbled when it is pressed. Okay, means that pollu means that hollow in Malayalam because pepper is most common over there. So pollu means what? Hollow in Malayalam. So the correct answer is 1 and 4 are correct and others are wrong. Okay. So at least you should know the major symptoms of the major pest in the major crop so that you can easily match the correct answer. Otherwise, you'd be so confused when you are dealing with such kind of questions in the exams. Okay. And the next question is match the categories of pest with their appropriate example. Seasonal pest, occasional pest, sporadic pest, and endemic pest. Seasonal means it usually occurs every season regularly. So those pests are called seasonal pest. So before matching the correct answer, you should know the definition for each and every category of pest. Occasional pest means they usually occur irregularly. Okay, and damage only in some season. And sporadic means that they appear rarely, but in the particular area. It is like unpredictable one. Okay. And endemic means that this is constantly present in some areas, like moderate damage it may cause during the every year. So some examples they have given. Leptocoryza acuta, which is the rice earhead bug or bundi bug. Amsacta albistriga, which is the red hairy caterpillar. Rice caseworm Nympula depunctualis. Holotrichia consanguinea, which is the white crab. And the correct answer is 3241. Means that seasonal pest is rice caseworm because it is a regular pest of rice during the Kharif season in many areas. Okay, so it appears predictably each season. Occasional means the correct answer is red hairy caterpillar, which is the Amsacta albistrica. It is, occasional means it occurs irregularly, right? Outbreak happens only the weather conditions are favorable. So it may be occurring in the ground and pulses and all. Sporadic pest is the rice earhead bug, that is Leptocoryza acuta. Means that this will cause the damage only in the certain areas and years. Okay, and outbreaks are unpredictable and localized. And endemic means that white crab, which is usually present every year in certain areas and especially in the light soils and all. And it causes the chronic damage to groundnut, sugarcane, and vegetables and all. Okay. The next question is which one of the following insect pest is called indigo caterpillar? So the options are Aereus fabiae, Spodoptera exigua, Utithicia pluchella, Xylopta dorogata, and answer is not known. The correct answer is Spodoptera exigua. Is called indigo caterpillar. Aereus fabiae is generally, cotton spotted bollworm, and also it is known as Aereus vitella and all. Okay, and Utithicia pluchella, which is the sun-nymph hairy caterpillar. Okay, and this is a crimson speckled moth, also known as crimson speckled moth. Xylopta derogata is the cotton leaf roller. Okay, so the common name of indigo caterpillar is Spodoptera exigua. The next question is bronzing symptom appearing on leaves are caused by. And the options are rice brown plant hopper, rice green leaf hopper, cotton leaf hopper, rice earhead bug, and answer is not known. And the correct answer is cotton leaf hopper. Because where the leaves, turn yellowish to brown to bronze color due to the hopper, sucking the leaves, so that the chlorophyll being sucked out entirely, and the toxins can be released from the hopper. Okay, so that the leaf will be turned into bronze colored one. So that is what bronzing symptom. Okay, so the cotton leaf hopper is the correct answer. That is Ambrasca bigutula. And rice brown plant hopper, it is an illa parvata logan, generally causes the hopper burn symptom and all. Okay, and rice leaf hopper, this is again causing the yellowing and all stunting, and also it is a major vector of the Tungro virus. And rice earhead bug means this is the Leptocoryza acuta. This will make the developing grains into chaffy grains. So the correct answer is cotton leaf hopper, which makes the bronzing symptom. Okay. The next question is, nematode produces seed galls in which crops? So, in general, in one crop, there is a formation of galls in the seeds, especially that too produced or infested by the nematode. Which crop they asked? And the options are paddy, tomato, wheat, and mustard. The correct answer is wheat. So seed galls in wheat are generally caused by the nematode Angonia triticii, which is the wheat seed gall nematode. And also the particular nematode is known as ear cockle nematode or wheat seed gall nematode. So what happens in general, the nematode, the juveniles of the particular nematode infect the wheat seedlings. Okay, and they move up and feed in the growing point. So instead of normal grains, the ear produces the seed galls, which is, somewhat hard and dark in color and irregular structure, which is filled with the thousands of nematode larvae. Okay, and the infected seeds are generally very lighter in weight and shriveled and look like it is, cockle seeds. So hence the name comes the ear cockle nematode. Okay, and paddy, why others are wrong means that paddy is usually affected by white tip nematode, that is Aphelencoides besseyi, which causes the white tip but not the seed galls. Tomato, which is mostly affected by the root knot nematode, that is Melodogyne, which causes the root galls, not the seed galls. And mustard, which is usually affected by Angonia, but in some region, the classic seed gall nematode in exam is always the on the wheat. It is more relevant to wheat, not relevant to the mustard. So the correct answer is Angonia triticii in wheat. The next question is citrus nematode, which is the Tylonculus semipenetrans. And also remember one thing, the major nematodes and its scientific name, please remember. They may ask. And what type of nematode, like such kind of questions can be asked in your exam. Okay, so citrus nematode, which is the Tylonculus semipenetrans, is basically which nematode, which category it comes under, they asked. Okay, and the options are endoparasitic, semi-endoparasitic, sedentary ectoparasitic, migratory ectoparasitic. And also you should remember the definition for each and everything. Okay, and what is endoparasite means that the entire body. So the entire body of the nematode will be inside the root or something. That is endoparasite. Semi means the part of the body, nematode body being inside and part will be kept outside. And sedentary ectoparasite and migratory ecto, that is different. Sedentary ecto means basically it feeds the external, right? But becomes sedentary. Okay, what is sedentary? Sedentary means basically they don't move around after starting to feed. They will just keep their body in one place. They won't move. Okay, so they may establish a permanent feeding site on the plant root and all. So it is generally losing their ability to migrate. So that is the sedentary ectoparasite. Remember one thing, sedentary endo and ecto is there. So option here given is ecto. Ecto means the outside it will feed. It will make the certain permanent feeding point where it keeps their body and it started the feeding activity. They won't move. Migratory means it feeds outside, but the thing is that they usually move around the feeding site. That is migratory. Sedentary, just opposite is migratory. Okay. So here the citrus nematode is which type they asked. The correct answer is semi-endo-parasitic nematode. Citrus nematode is semi-endo, means that the female head and neck penetrate into the root cortex, but the posterior part of the female body remains outside the root in the soil. Okay, she becomes a sedentary and forms a feeding site feeding site inside the root. Okay, that is semi-endo. Part will be outside and part of the body will be inside. That is semi-endo parasite. Okay, so here the infected, infective journals will be there, no? And the males are generally migratory in soil. So males of this particular nematodes are generally, migrate, and also the juveniles of the particular nematode is having the migrative nature. Only the female is the sedentary. So adult female inside their anterior end into the citrus or some other plant root and start feeding. But their body swirls into the lemon shape. But the posterior end stays outside the root. So that's why it is like a semi-endo. Partial entry is there. Okay. Endoparasite and all usually, the root knot nematodes and all endoparasites. Completely their body will be inside. Semi-endo means our citrus nematodes. Sedentary ecto means Heterodira, Globodira and all. Okay, sedentary ecto. Migratory ecto means Syphinima, Longidoris and all migratory ectoparasite. Okay. The next question is white tip disease caused by the nematode is found in. So there is one nematode which usually causes the disease named white tip in rice. So in which crop they asked? And also we should know the name of the nematode. So the options for this question are sorghum, maize, rice and pearl millet. The correct answer is rice. So white tip disease of the rice is usually caused by the nematode Aphelencoides besii, which is also known as rice leaf nematode. Okay, why? Because the tip of the young rice leaves turns white color and dies back. So the affected leaves shows chlorotic to white streaks starting from the tip. Okay, so they started feeding the chlorophyll, so it become white color. So that's why it is called white tip disease. So panicle emergence will be very poor and grains become very chaffy and yield will be drastically dropped. Okay, and sorghum it is usually affected by the sorghum nematode like Heterodra sorgi and all, but not the white tip. Maize also it is relevant to this. So the correct answer is rice. Okay. The next question is first report of nematode associated with the plant disease was observed by. So who observed the nematode causes the diseases in plant? There is an association between the nematodes and the plant diseases, which was observed firstly by. So the options for this are Hiltner, Needham, McKinney, Mayer, and answer is not known. The correct answer is Needham, who first reported nematode associated with plant diseases in 1743, and also he observed the ear cockle or seed gall diseases of wheat, right? So he was the one who found that irregular wheat grains, like they are looking like hard, dark galls and all. Okay, and he was the one who just discovered there was a eel-like worms inside the seed of the wheat, that is Angonia triticale. So this was the first recorded association of the nematode with the plant disease. Wheat seed gall nematode, which was the first recorded association with the nematode. Okay. And Hildner, he is not having any relevance with this question because he is known for work on rhizosphere and root nodule bacteria and all, not on the nematodes. And McKinney, he is again having contribution on the diseases like wheat stem rust and viral diseases and all. And Mayer means adult. He is not any relevance with this question. Means that this Adolf Mayer worked on the tobacco mosaic disease. Okay, it's related to the virology part and all plant pathology. So the correct answer is neither. The next question is false root galls are the nematode symptoms produced on the tomato roots by. So the options for this are Melodogenia incognita, and which is the root knot nematode, Dityloncus radicula, which is the bulb and stem nematode, Syphinema diversicordatum, which is the dagger nematode, right? And Necobus bataticolus, which is the kind of root nematode. So we have to find the answer. False root galls are produced on the tomato roots. And the correct answer is Nacobus batatiformis. False root galls on tomato are usually caused by this nematode, and this nematode is also known as false root knot nematode. Okay, so if there is a true galls means that is caused by Melodogenia species. So how it usually causes the galls means that the true galls are formed means that the nematode will induce the giant cells inside the root, right? So that the root tissue will become swollen. So the actual gall formation will happen. But here the false galls means mainly caused by this Necobus batatiformis. This nematode feed and causes the hypertrophy and hyperplasia. Hypertrophy and hyperplasia means the size and numbers of the enlargement of the cells may be high, but the swelling is more irregular, rough and knobby. So the gall doesn't have the typical smooth round appearance of the Melodogenia galls. They will be like irregular. True galls means that will be like very smooth and rough, smooth appearance will be there. So hence it is called as false nematode. Okay, so Melodogenia, why it is not true means this is caused the true root knots, right? Not it is like not this is the false root. False root galls is mainly produced by this false root nematode. Dityloncus, this is the bulb and stem nematode, causes the swelling and distortion of bulbs and not on the tomato roots and all. Syphinema diversicordatum, which is the dagger nematode and which causes the root stunting, and they are able to transmit the virus also, and they have no more relevance with the gall production in the tomato. So the correct answer is Nacobus. True galls produced by Melodogenia, false root galls produced by false root knot nematode, which is Nacobus batatiformis. The next question is, which of the following category of nematodes are basically free in the soil throughout the life cycle and not attached with the plants? So, like in previous slides, we have discussed some categories of nematodes, right? Sedentary, micro, ecto, endo, and all. In which category where the nematodes can be found free in the soil? They ask. So the options are sedentary ectoparasite, endoparasite, semi-endoparasite, migratory endoparasite, and the answer is not known. And the correct answer is migratory ectoparasite. Because this migratory ectoparasite nematodes are usually live freely in the soil. They can, live freely in the soil throughout their life cycle. They don't even enter the plant, and they feed externally just by inserting their stylet into the root cells for the shorter period. They will just insert only their stylet, not the body, and they will feed outside. Okay, and they will keep moving from one feeding site to another, and this will never become a sedentary or attached to the plant. This will not attach to the plant. This will move around the feeding site. Only the stylet will get inside, and that too for some time. Okay. So some examples for migratory ectoparasites are, Syphinema, Longidorus, and Trichodorus, and all the best example for the migratory ectoparasite. And why other options don't fit means that sedentary ectoparasite, which usually attaches to the root, and they fixed at one spot, right? Example, Heterodira, Globodira and all. That and all sedentary ectoparasite. Endo means they usually, their entire body lives inside the plant tissue. Example, root knot nematode, Melodogyne and all endoparasite. Semi-endo means citrus nematode, that is Stylonculus semi-penetrans. The part of the body will be inside the pod, inside the root, and the pod will be outside. So, and they become the sedentary. So that is different. So the correct answer is migratory ectoparasite. Think they are free mover, means that they can be freely move in the soil. Okay, just to visit roots, just to feed and feed. Then they will move around. Okay. The next question is white tip disease of rice is caused by which of the following nematode? Previously, we saw which crop this disease can be encountered. We just solved that question. So here they asked which nematode basically causes the white tip disease. Okay, the options for this are Dityluncus angustatus, which is the rice stem nematode. Dityluncus angustatus, and Aphelencois basil, which is the rice leaf nematode, and Hoplolamus species, which is the lance nematode, and Belenolamus, which is the sting nematode. Okay, and the answer is not known. And the correct answer is Aphelencois basil. So the white tip of disease of rice is usually caused by this particular nematode called rice leaf nematode. So the tip of the young leaf become white color, and they are not able to produce the panicle and all. This will become chaffy. Okay. So Dityluncus, this is the rice stem nematode. And also, this is not relevance with the leaf. It is relevant with the rice stem only. Hoplolamus, which is the lance nematode, and this is ectoparasite, can cause the root stunting in many crops. Okay. Belenolamus, this is the sting nematode, causes the severe root damage in the sandy soils and all, mainly in maize, turf and all. Okay. The next question is, which among the following nematode is the mushroom nematode? So what is mushroom nematode? That is a plant parasitic nematode. Like they feed on the cultivated mushrooms and their mycelium. Okay, they are not the plant root parasite. They usually attack the fungal mycelium and fruiting bodies grown in the mushroom beds and all. Okay, so the options given for this are Helicotyluncus, which is the spiral nematode, and Burso which is the pine wood nematode, Dityluncus, and the another option is Melodogyne, which is the root knot nematode. So the correct answer is Dityluncus species are known as mushroom nematode. Dityluncus myceliophagus. So their mycelium, since they attack the mycelium, so the species name is myceliophagus. You can easily pick the answer. Okay, if here the species is not given, so you should know the genus name also. Dityluncus. Dityluncus species is the mushroom nematode. So the full name is Dityluncus myceliophagus, or and also one more species is there, that is Dityluncus destructed. They basically attack the mycelium and fruiting bodies of cultivated mushrooms. Okay, and they cause the brown blotches, stunting, and distortion of the mushrooms. So that will lead to the crop loss. And about the others, Helicotyluncus, usually the spiral nematode, this is the migratory ectoparasites of fruits. In many field crops not associated with the mushroom, Bursophalancoids, which is causing the pine wilt disease. Okay, and this is usually vectored by the pine beetles, not having any relevance with the mushroom and all. And Melodogyne, that is root knot nematode, you may be knowing about this. This will cause the root galls on the vegetables, fruits, and field crops and all. Okay, so the correct answer is Dityluncus, which is the mushroom nematode. The next question is, marigold crop is used as antagonistic crop to reduce the nematode load just by releasing the following root exudates in soil. So this why it is called antagonistic crop means this root exudates will helps to manage the nematode population. Okay, so that's why it is used as antagonistic crop. So the options given for this are the particular chemical we need to find out. which root exudate. So options are alpha bithenyl compound, beta tertinyl compound, alpha tertinyl compound, allyl isothiocyanate, and answer is not known. And the correct answer is alpha tertinyl compound. So this will be released as the root exudates of marigold so that the nematode population will get totally suppressed. Because this particular compound is having nematicidal property, and also this is phototoxic compound. This is the phototoxic as well as the nematicidal compound. So it is toxic to the plant parasitic nematodes like Melodogyne, mostly the root relevant nematodes, Melodogyne, Heterodero and all. Okay, so when the nematode contact this compound in the rhizosphere region, they will get easily killed and their reproduction also will get suppressed. So that's why the marigold, which is the Tangetus species, is often grown as the trap or intercrop before the vegetables to reduce the nematode load. Either they will keep as an intercrop or it will be raised as a trap crop in order to reduce the nematode population in the vegetable field, since they produce the alpha tertinyl compound, that is a nematicidal compound. And what about others means that alpha bithenyl and beta tertinyl, these two are generally not the main nematicidal compound from the marigold, but they release but not having the nematicidal property. And allyl isothiocyanate, which is mainly released by the cruciferous crop, right? Like mustard, cabbage, and all during the biofumigation. So it is not having any relevance with the marigold. So the correct answer is alpha tertinyl compound. The next question is golden nematode of potato is endemic in which area? They asked. What is golden nematode? Which is very important nematode in potato. That is Globodira rostroscinensis. Okay, and the particular nematode is endemic. Endemic means that it is regularly found in one place. Okay, and that is restricted to the particular place. Okay, so the particular nematode is constantly present and naturally maintained in the particular area. It is not occasional outbreak and the new introduction at all. In the particular area, its existence will be there. So that is what called endemic. Okay, so the options for this are Darjeeling, Kodaikanal, Simla, Nilgiris, and answer is not known. And the correct answer is Nilgiris. It was first reported in India in 1960s from the Nilgiri district, because there is a cool and temperate climate will favor the survival and spread of the golden nematode Globodira rostrochinensis, and also it is a quarantine pest. Okay, and the Nilgiri is the main endemic area in India. And what about others? So Darjeeling, which is mainly known for potato cyst nematode, that is Globodira. What is that? Globodira pallida and all. Okay, potato cyst is different. Here the golden nematode is different. Golden is the Globodira rostrochinensis. Okay, potato cyst is the Globodira pallida, which is mainly seen in the Darjeeling area. Okay, and Kodaikanal, here also potato is grown, but but it is not recognized as the endemic zone for the golden nematode. Okay, and Darjeeling also not endemic for the golden nematode. And Simla, like Himachal Pradesh, right? Himachal Pradesh usually has the potato cyst nematode issue, but the classic endemic zone for Globodira rostrochinensis in India is Nilgiri, not others. They are also having relevance, but the endemic means where the population of the Globodira rostrochinensis will be there throughout. The particular area only it is highly restricted, and also it is having the quarantine importance one. Okay, so that is called endemic. And what about pandemic means that usually spread across countries and all. Okay, sporadic means usually occurs occasionally at irregular interval. And epidemic is also there, which means the sudden increase in cases that spread rapidly within a region. Endemic means their existence will be there throughout in a mild to moderate range. It is not like a severe one. Okay.